The President of the United States is the leader of the world's most powerful country and the commander-in-chief of its military. As such, the President's safety and security are of the utmost importance, and the method of transportation used to transport the President reflects this importance. The primary mode of transportation for the President of the United States is Air Force One. Air Force One is the official air traffic control call sign of any aircraft carrying the President of the United States, and it is typically used to refer to one of two specially equipped Boeing 747-200B aircraft that are operated by the United States Air Force, USAF, as part of the 89th Airlift Wing. These aircraft are specifically designed and built to serve the President, and they are equipped with advanced communications, security, and defensive systems. The interior of Air Force One is designed to function as a mobile Oval Office, with the President's office, private quarters, conference room, medical facility, and communication systems all located on board. The President can also conduct official business and meet with advisors during flight, making it a vital tool for presidential travel. The aircraft is also equipped with defensive systems, such as electronic countermeasures, flares, and radar jamming equipment, which are intended to protect the President from any potential airborne threats. The President's office on Air Force One includes a desk, a conference table, and a couch, as well as communications equipment, including telephones and secure fax machines. The President's private quarters include a bedroom, a bathroom, and a shower. The aircraft also includes a medical facility that is staffed by a physician, who is always on board to attend to the President's medical needs. The medical facility includes an operating room, an X-ray machine, and other medical equipment. It also includes medical staff who are capable of performing surgery if needed. The Air Force One also includes advanced communication systems, including satellite communications and encrypted communication systems. This allows the President to stay in contact with the White House, the Vice President, and other key members of the government, even while in flight. The aircraft is also equipped with defensive systems, such as electronic countermeasures, flares, and radar jamming equipment, which are intended to protect the President from any potential airborne threats. In addition to Air Force One, the President may also use Marine One when traveling short distances, such as from the White House to Andrews Air Force Base, or for travel to a location where landing a 747 would be impractical. Marine One refers to any aircraft of the United States Marine Corps that is carrying the President. Typically, this means a helicopter, and the President is usually transported on a VH-3D or VH-60N, which are both specifically designed and built to serve the President. Like Air Force One, these helicopters are equipped with advanced communications and security systems. Marine One also includes defensive measures to protect the President, such as flares, infrared countermeasures, and jamming equipment. When the President travels overseas, they are also accompanied by a C-141 cargo aircraft that carries a limousine and a presidential support package, including a medical support team and a communications unit. This aircraft is known as SAM, Special Air Mission 28,000. This aircraft is designed to be able to transport all the necessary equipment the President may need during their overseas trips, such as limousines, communication equipment, and other logistical support. The C-141 cargo aircraft also serves as a backup aircraft in case of emergency. The President's motorcade is also an important aspect of their transportation. The presidential motorcade includes a variety of vehicles, including the presidential limousine, commonly known as the Beast, Secret Service vehicles, and other vehicles carrying various members of the President's staff and security detail. The presidential limousine is heavily armored and equipped with advanced communications and security systems. The limousine also has extra-thick bulletproof glass, reinforced body and roof, and run-flat tires. Presidential motorcades always have had an undeniable patriotic panache, even in Washington, D.C., where other motorcades, ferrying visiting dignitaries, diplomats, cabinet members, and the political alike about, are pretty passé. The presidential inaugural parade, featuring the presidential motorcade, is a red, white, and blue happening, even as almost every president since Jimmy Carter in 1977 bolted from their limos to hoof it down Pennsylvania Avenue on foot, at least for a bit. Any presidential motorcade, whether in D.C. or another town, must carry off a kind of automobile ballet to get the president safely to his destination. While each motorcade movement is unique, thorough planning precedes any protective movement, requiring constant coordination between the Secret Service and its partners, Melissa McKenzie, a spokesperson for the Secret Service, said in a thoroughly planned and protective email. The Secret Service believes that this thorough planning is the best safeguard against all types of potential pitfalls, but agents are prepared and trained to deal with unforeseen circumstances as they arise. Those unforeseen circumstances can be the stuff of tragedy and history. John F. Kennedy was assassinated riding in a presidential motorcade in Dallas. An assassin shot Ronald Reagan as he prepared to get into his limo in a motorcade in D.C. Gerald Ford had to be shoved into his limousine twice in the space of 2 weeks in California, once in Sacramento, once in San Francisco, to avoid assassination. That's why the Secret Service doesn't mess around when it comes to presidential motorcades. McKenzie points out, carefully, that the Secret Service coordinates with state, local and federal authorities in determining the composition of a presidential motorcade. Often, how well equipped the local force is determines how many vehicles are involved. Motorcades are comprised of numerous types of vehicles belonging to the Secret Service and several other entities, McKenzie says. While precise alignments and numbers cannot be divulged, most motorcades include, at a minimum, a vehicle for the protectee, vehicles for security personnel, and vehicles for local or state law enforcement support. At the virtual center of a presidential motorcade is the presidential limo, which carries the president, a few Secret Service agents, and other high-ranking dignitaries or family members. In December 1941, shortly after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor and the U.S. entered World War II, Franklin D. Roosevelt became the first to use an armor-plated vehicle. Today's well-armored presidential limo is surrounded by other vehicles in the motorcade, including other decoy limos and many support cars. In a 2016 article, The Drive suggested there may be as many as 20 different limos in the presidential fleet, though we couldn't get McKenzie to confirm this info. When a president visits, the presidential limo and many other cars in the motorcade, however many the Secret Service deems necessary, including, perhaps, a spare limo, are shipped to the destination via Air Force planes. The limo carrying the president is preceded in the motorcade by different vehicles closing streets and clearing the way. Often, local police on motorcycles do that job, and is closely accompanied by at least one other limo. The two limos move back and forth, swapping places, during the procession, according to The Drive. While the motorcade is in motion, highly trained Secret Service drivers execute a classic roving shell game, weaving stagecoach and spare, or spares, in and out among each other so that a would-be attacker would have a tough time picking the car actually containing the president. The presidential limousines even have identical plates. The current presidential limo is known as the Beast, a Cadillac hybrid that, if it's like previous presidential limos, sports bulletproof glass, a supply of the president's blood type and an independent air supply to thwart a chemical attack, according to TechCrunch. Secret Service details, communications vehicles, and other support vehicles, including a lot of heavy-duty SUVs, follow the presidential limo, according to The Drive. The rear of the convoy includes vehicles carrying members of the press, an ambulance, and more local police to protect the rear of the motorcade. The Secret Service always is in charge. Agents assigned to drive in presidential motorcades receive extensive training in several areas and they rehearse and research motorcade routes continually, McKenzie says. Things don't always go smoothly. A few motorcycle officers assigned to the presidential motorcade in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in May 2019 were injured in an accident. Still, that motorcade got its job done, delivering President Donald Trump safely to his destination, even if there were a few traffic tie-ups along the way. In summary, the U.S. president is transported in specially equipped and secured Air Force One for long-distance travel, and Marine One for short-distance travel and travel to location where landing a 747 would be impractical. The presidential motorcade also plays an important role in transportation, which includes a heavily armored presidential limousine, Secret Service vehicles, and other staff and security detail vehicles. The President's transportation is constantly monitored and upgraded to ensure the safety and security of the President at all times. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this.